wanted to talk about Islamophobia, clearly, as you can tell from the headline of this video. There's an article that I came across that I would really like, I just wanted to share with you guys, if you guys don't mind reading it. I'm going to link it in the description. It's written by a Diane Biederman. Perfect article, actually. She worded it excellent. She brought on some very good points about the term Islamophobia, especially here in Canada. And I thought of sharing this article with you guys. Go over to the description and click on the link and read it, and read about Diane herself. She also has a book that I'm going to link. I have not read the book, but I did want to discuss Islamophobia with you guys and what your understanding of this word is, and like this general sort of theme in Canada that we have suddenly entered, this tension around anything with regards to Islam. I've actually, sadly, now I don't know why these things, I'm presuming YouTube has some sort of algorithm where it pops these things in front of your face. But I've been seeing a lot of Canadian male YouTubers who have grown their beards in the very horrible Islamic, disgusting manner. And these videos they have put out are in support of blasphemy laws in Canada against Islam. One of them actually said that he wanted to thank the Liberal government and Justin Trudeau for criminalizing basically criticizing Islam. This Canadian guy, white guy, said that. So I wanted to like, and then, so you have that on the, I would say that's just completely gone. Like, not even far left. He's gone, mentally gone. But the far left and the left in general are afraid, and they do agree with this term. I don't know, like, how do you guys feel about it? Do you even understand what Islamophobia means? What is it? What did the government end up deciding on the term definition being, and when they passed it, but for me, I came across this word about 4 years ago, and I called it a Mick word, with all respect to people who work in McDonald's. I'm not trying to insult you, but to me, it's not a real word. It's a made-up word. It's just a cheap word. Islamophobia in Canada is relatively a new term, and it was brought on by it's brought on to this country on a government level by Justin Trudeau's Liberals, who love the UN. And the UN, by the way, is what is behind it. It is the organization that is composed of a bunch of corrupt dictatorships and Islamic countries, Islamist countries. It's the one that has given birth to this Islamophobia law, or Islamophobia motions that you are now seeing in the West. The West shouldn't have these laws, but now the West has become obsessed with this money bribing to government official agency, which is the United Nations, that operates in the name of good, but it is pure evil. They've become obsessed with it, and they've done deals with it, and they've adopted its values. And I'm going to try to link, if I can find, this very long read that was put out by the UN itself many years ago. And in it, you will see their transition into creating the word Islamophobia and then infusing it into governments in the West as law. In the Middle East, by the way, we don't have this word Islamophobia. They probably just use it to scare Westerners. But that word actually doesn't exist in the Middle East. In the Middle East, what we do have is capital punishment for criticizing Islam, the Prophet, Allah, or the government. That's what we have. So we have either the death penalty, a beheading. In Saudi Arabia is a beheading, or basically a horrendous, horrible, very long time in jail, and an endless amount of flogging, public flogging, and brainwashing. They brainwash you until you're completely indoctrinated again. That's what they do in Muslim countries. Here in the West, they're starting with nice things. They're just calling you a racist if you criticize Islam. But in the article that I'm linking, she actually she mentions a good point. Like, do you get called a racist when you criticize Buddhists or communists or any other ideology, or is it just Islam that you get called a racist for? And the other thing I wanted to know is, why are Canadians complying with this? There's just like mum's the word. No one wants to talk about Islam, and if anyone brings it up, people start to panic and sweat. And why are you complying with this horrific assault on critical thought and freedom of speech? Why are they scared? You don't even have true capital punishment here in Canada. What would happen if the punishment for criticizing Islam was jail or death? What would you guys do? These people, the Islamists that are now here in your country, in Canada, that are preaching hateful messages against Westerners and the West, in mosques that they've built on your land, and now on top of this, they've silenced your criticism of their hate speech in their mosques, where they want to kill you and end you, and they wish death upon you and your wives to become widows and your children to become orphans. They've silenced you from criticizing them, and you oblige. They're obliging. Canadians are listening. They're like, yes, come, insult us and threaten us and say that you must kill us in our own land. In schools, they say that this is the land of the indigenous, right? The mosques now are preaching hate to the infidels, and everyone's scared. Just whoa. I can't get over it, right? So what should be happening is Canadians should be bulldozing these mosques, these extremist mosques, and expelling these hostile jihadi imams out of Canada. But that's not happening yet, is it? So I thought of making this video. Maybe people will start to think about the true issues in Canada. Maybe.